welcome to Why They Play the Game, a show created to discuss the NBA on and off the court. I am Michael Eric Owens, just one of your co-hosts.
And I'm Ken Hayes, your other co-host.
Man, brother, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man.
Hey, I had to break out the Green Bay Jordan Love. I'm trying to give Jordan Love some love. Yeah, he playing good, man, and don't nobody want to give him the type of respect that he deserves, man. When you look at his start numbers and Rodgers' start numbers, his is a little bit better. His first year.
It is. Yeah, it is. So we'll see what happens on Monday. So I hope he plays well and they get a victory. So, but let's talk about this.
Who they playing Monday? First of all, who they playing Monday?
The Giants.
Okay.
In New York.
Okay. So, yeah, they should. Yeah, the Giants are tough. Folks, before we get into this very difficult discussion, hit that like and subscribe and notification button so you can get all our content. We want to get it right to you. So we're going to get into this in-season tournament, the first game.
Yeah,
Bucks versus the Indiana Pacers.
Bucks came up snake eyes on Thursday.
Yeah. What are your thoughts, Ken?
Well, I'll say this, man. Indiana, up and coming, played well. Bucks played well for the most part. They were down halftime, had a good third quarter. There was some glaring things that came out to me. Bucks just didn't seem, on the defensive end, didn't seem all together. Indiana got a lot of open threes where they knocked them down. The other thing, this is what kind of I thought was the game was Dame was 7 for 20, ended up with 24. I mean, you give him 20 shots and then he ends up 24. I'd take that all day.
Yeah.
Not to say that, that's the reason why they lost. I think the reason why the Bucks got beat was bench points.
Exactly.
Indiana had 43 bench points, and I think Milwaukee had 13.
Yes.
They got outscored by 30. The other thing, in the last 2 minutes, it just didn't seem like they didn't know what they wanted to do. I thought Coach Griff should have called a timeout and set something up. That was the turnover that Middleton had. Not to say, I just thought that the spacing on that particular turnover was bad. I think Dame should have just went away and let Chris just kind of work, if he get a three or, take it to the basket, but that didn't happen. Yeah. So, I mean, that was really, it was a great game to me. It was very competitive as far as the game was concerned. But looking down, but the Bucks just kind of, I won't say they collapsed. They just didn't play well in those last 2 minutes.
Yeah, and when I look at the Bucks, Ken, people have I don't know why people hate on the Bucks so much, man. I just don't. When I listen to talk radio, or I listen to or I watch mainstream media, sports talk, and so forth, these shows and First Take and Speak for Yourself and all. What I don't get, man, is the standard for Milwaukee is different. It's different. It's like,
yeah, it is.
It's like you look at the Clippers, all the problems the Clippers have. Okay, you don't never hear. I mean, Dallas was probably done the same way that Milwaukee is, because Dallas is still, although they're blending better now. Year two, there's some positive things happening, but still they question whether or not that combination should work. Milwaukee, for some reason, I don't know, when Stephen A. Smith said, who wants to go to Milwaukee? I don't want to go to Milwaukee. I want to go to Miami. I'm mad because Dame went to, you see what I'm saying? It's right. Like all these, it's like, why cannot Milwaukee be critiqued just like every other team? And as you said, Indiana is what, 12-8. Okay. Indiana have beaten several good teams. Indiana is a good team. You see what I'm saying? Like, right. They act like when the Bucks lose, it's like man, it's like the world is ending, and this is basketball. And in one game, anybody can win that game.
Right.
And when we talk about our second game, we'll talk about how that looked.
Oh
But
man,
but you're right, Ken. This is my major problem with the Bucks. My major problem with the Bucks. It's just their effort at times. I mean, there's no
coasting.
way I make I make a layup and then they make a layup at the other end. There is that. That's simply I am not hustling. I'm not getting back. Now, some of that can be communication too, right? Like who
Correct.
went in, who should be back, and so I think some of that is taking place too. Folks, this is what people need to understand, man. How do you expect to bring in a Damian Lillard? Okay, you got a new coach with a new philosophy, and I don't care what anybody say. If Bud was there, it would be worse. Stop it. People need to stop trying to say this is coaching. Listen, yes, Coach Griffith said himself he can do better. He can. This is part of being a first year coach. Things like this happen. However, coaching ain't got nothing to do with effort.
Right. True. You're right about that.
Coaching ain't got nothing to do with trying to stay in front of a player. I mean, coaching ain't got nothing to do with closing out on the, running the close out on the three and getting back on D. Coaching has nothing to do with those things. And when we think about this, kid, they gave up 3 like layups after they scored.
Yeah.
That's almost the difference in the game if you make your throws. So it's even like you say, Ken, it was a good game. But even with the mistakes that Milwaukee had made, if they had just cleaned up just a few of them,
they could have won that game.
They could have won the game.
Yeah.
And that shows you because Indiana played a perfect game.
I think they had like maybe 7, 5, 6, 7 turnovers. Indiana did.
Man, they played. Listen, brother. They had 9 turnovers.
9. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Bucks had maybe what?
The Bucks had 12 turnovers.
12. Okay, so both teams did a good job as far as turnovers were concerned.
But you look at this, they had 72 points in the paint. And the reason why that was the defensive scheme. Listen, we are going to cut so when people say, well, Milwaukee's D is this, no, they accomplished what they want. Because when you look at the 3-point, right? Okay, when you look at the Indiana was 7 of 33 from 3 points. They were in Milwaukee was 12 of 33. Okay. So that Indiana shot 21.2% from the 3.
Mm.
Okay. Milwaukee shot 36. The goal going into this game was to limit their 3-pointers.
Right.
But what you have to do when you take some away, you give up some, right?
Right.
And so the interior points is what really hurt the Bucks. But the point I'm trying to make here, if I give you a game plan, and we go in and we work the game plan, and I put you in a position to win, what more you want from the coach? What you want from? But let me say this, Ken. I do agree with you, and I'm gonna make another point here. I do agree with you that there was confusion in the end. They didn't really know, but I didn't see the players complaining about that when they were winning those end games. I didn't hear them saying like we didn't know what to do or the coach should have. Well, what happened when you were winning them close games and you were running around here saying that we know how to close out games? See, it's convenient now to say, well, coach, you should have called timeout. You should have. But what about the other time? So see, all I'm saying is this is just, in my opinion, Ken, as much as it is frustrating. Man, I want to break my TV in half, man. I'm decked out for the games, man. I'll be honest with you, man. I got my green lights going in the theater room. I got my globe going. I got everything. And man, I was disappointed, for the AJ Greens, for the guys on the two-way contracts, the bench, the Jack, the young cats, and So I did feel like Milwaukee, uh, you know, if their effort, I just think at times they just have to. This is something they have to figure out, and part of it is I don't know if you heard the report, and I don't know. I hate when things get out of locker rooms. Period. About Bobby Porter's
Porter. Yeah, I
going
did.
off on Coach Griff and the team and this. You know,
Well,
go
let me
ahead,
speak
Ken.
to that. So, I read the article or read the report. It wasn't that he, let's just say he was belligerent and cussing
Mm-hmm.
or anything like that. He
Mm-hmm.
just made the statement like, he said, as far as the team is concerned, we need to do better at the end of games.
Mm-hmm.
Coach needs to do better. It wasn't like he was,
Yeah.
and Coach Griff said, "Yeah, I do." He agreed. He said, "I agree
They,
with him."
but see,
And
but Ken, let me interject and then I want you to come back in. This is
okay,
what I'm talking about with Milwaukee. Like,
oh,
this is what I'm like, everything has got to be magnified and negative and go ahead, Ken.
but the narrative, that's just going to make. Let's just say if it's on the net or if it's in the paper, that's just going to trying to sell as far
Mm-hmm.
as let them look at this article and whatever the case may be. But no, Coach Griff said, yeah, I do have to do a better job as far as um, in these situations in which I want. It is a learning process as
Mm-hmm.
far as being a brand new coach, head coach. I put it that way. That sometimes you gonna not do the best job, or sometimes you're gonna make mistakes. It comes with the territory, as far
Bud
as
didn't
I'm
make
concerned.
mistakes. Bud didn't make mistakes.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So,
Come
uh,
on,
uh,
man. Like
but
these
on
people have short memories, Ken.
but on Bobby Porter's end, yeah, the team does need to, let's just say, play better or be smart in the last 2 minutes of the game. But you showing up giving me 4 points, and
See,
that's
that's
and that's and that's the thing. That was one of the things I said earlier in this
yeah,
conversation, that the bench, they where were they at? They on the milk carton too. So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and something, and Bobby, he's one of the, let's just say, fan favorites and a leader on the
Mm-hmm.
team. So
Mm-hmm.
I can take that criticism and let's move on. Mike, let me say this, and I know we're gonna get to the Pelicans Laker game,
Yeah.
but the winner of this in season tournament is not going to be the NBA champion.
Oh no.
I I can I mean
Listen, one game, okay, is different from a 4 out of 7
right,
series.
yeah. So
Okay. Yeah. So we know that to be, and it's almost, Ken, when you think about it, it's almost like if the Bucks had a won the in season tournament, man, I could just imagine what the commentators would say. This doesn't mean anything unless they win the whole chip, and Leonard didn't come to win some in season. You know what I mean? Like, it's
right,
no way you can win
the
with this
narrative.
situation. Exactly.
But the
And
thing
go
But
ahead,
the thing
Ken.
about it, Mike, is that, let's just say hypothetically the Bucks won this
Mm-hmm.
tournament. I think there would have been a target on their backs as far as going into the rest of the season, to the
Oh yeah.
playoffs in the gym. So
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
they didn't win it. You know, I'm like, I'm not losing any sleep over it. But let's clean up the, let's just say, the mistakes, and keep it moving. So I mean, before I think they had won the last 10 out of 12 games. So
Mm-hmm.
let's
Mm-hmm.
just keep that
Mm-hmm.
train moving and go in the right
Man,
direction.
these people act like the Bucks in sixth, seventh, eighth place. You know what I mean? They second in the East.
But the
They
thing,
got the third best record in the entire league.
but Mike, the thing about it is that um, I don't think, well, also, they didn't make that big of a scene or talk about when Indiana beat Boston.
Oh
I don't.
no, they didn't. No, they
That's
didn't.
just right.
No, they
So,
glossed over that. If you notice that they glossed, I watched NBA Today. I watched all of them. When that game, when they beat Boston,
uh,
they completely glossed over that. Boston is still the best team, and Boston just have to do this and do that. With the Bucks, everything's falling apart. I don't know. I just don't understand I don't understand, man. And it's the same thing with the Thunder, man. It's like these small market teams, and I know well, number one, Indiana's not getting the proper respect that they deserve because they playing some good
Right, they
basketball.
playing good, man. Great basketball.
Man,
So
all we hear about again is LA teams. Okay, Miami. You're not gonna hear these small market teams do not get the respect that they do. But I just don't understand, man. You know, why there is so much hate toward the Bucks. Beasley had 7, Portis had 4, Payne had 4, Beauchamp had 5, Green and Jackson had 0. Okay, so the Bucks are accustomed to getting a lot of production out of their bench, and
13,
not to
13
get
points
that.
total for the
Yeah,
bench.
that's you just you can't do that. You
So
just
now, go ahead, Mike.
go ahead. No, I was going to say when you look at when you look at the Pacers, McConnell had 9, Nembhard had 8, Jackson had 11, uh, Mathurin had 9, Naismith had 6. And really, uh, T.J. McConnell, his energy changed the shift of the game. He just and some dudes will do that, man. Alvarado will do that. Some cats will come in with that level of energy, and if you don't match it, you end up looking like you're disinterested. And
Right.
at times, I felt like the Bucks were just they just felt like disinterested, man. I don't know if it's being away from the home. And who knows? Maybe they don't take that. Maybe they say they take it seriously,
Mm-hmm.
but maybe deep down inside, they'd rather be at the crib just chilling. You know what I mean? Like if I got all the money in the world now, if I'm AJ, I might take it. If I'm Green or one of those two-way players, I probably would want to take it serious. Who knows, man? I thought the arena. This is the problem I have with it. Why in Las Vegas? Ken, why in Las Vegas? What is Las Vegas close to? Any LA team has the advantage.
But I'm just going to push back on you a little bit, Mike. I think the reason why they had it in Las Vegas, a couple of reasons. Number one, sports gambling. That's number one.
That is true.
And then number two, they wanted to have it on let's just say a neutral court or site for the in-season tournament.
Is that neutral?
I would say so. I mean, you're gonna have right. I got it, but the thing about it is that it's just a site where you got to come from California to get to Nevada, so that's their neutral site. I know it's close, but
Man, that's ridiculous.
But I think the first as far as that gambling thing, that to me, unfortunately, that's one of the reasons why. Well, let me say this also. Vegas is creeping into that, let's just say that sports market. They got the NFL or the Raiders went over to Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
Now the Oakland Athletics are going to move over to Vegas. So, maybe let's just say an expansion team is going to come up. Where do you think they're going to go? Vegas.
Oh yeah, they're talking about going to Vegas, but you do know who was in the weakest bracket? LA.
Oh yeah, well we'll get to that.
See, we can talk about like okay, people say, well, this is a conspiracy theory, man, but this is about money.
Oh,
and
yeah.
if LeBron James can win this first in-season tournament and LA can do it, this is about money, man. And it's almost like when I looked at they're in the weakest division, it's in their territory. Okay, it's like come on, man. They had the easiest round.
Yeah.
And it's like when you look at the setup, man, the NBA, can you even talk about this, man? Like sometimes, yeah, do we want sports to be fair? We do, man. But sometimes, bro, those people that are conspiracists, sometimes there's some truth in that, man.
Oh yeah. We gonna get to that too, man.
What we have to, the Bucks got stuff they got to work on, and just like
definitely.
anything, it's I just think, Ken, for me, They have to stay together as a team. They have to believe in their coach. The coach has got to believe in their players. And I know this to be true. And shut up. If you got something to say it too. Don't be out here in the public saying we need to be more organized. We need to be this and we need to get. I understand that. But the Bucks are in a new space where they have never really truly been. True. And that is, man, the spotlight is on them with
right.
everything that they do. And so they have to be very selective and mature about how they talk about the coach, how the coach talks. And you notice, man, Griff is very good in his press conference. He don't roll on nobody, right?
Right.
There's been a couple of times where Giannis has been, and I'm like, man, you need to just leave that alone, right? Chill. You got something to say it to your teammates, say it to your coach. I know your coach. He's a cool dude. He will sit back and listen to you. He's very open-minded. And I'm not shocked where the Bucks are at. Is it frustrating? Yes, but I'm not shocked. It's what, 20, 21 games again?
Something like that, yeah.
Come on, man. Man, what we not even at a what? We're
not even a third. At exactly. A third, so
I know. It's crazy, man.
So let's talk about that Laker and New Orleans game.
Go ahead, Ken. What are your thoughts?
So first quarter, pretty competitive. Second quarter, Lakers went on a run. They were up by, I think, 14 at halftime. Halftime, when they came out for the third quarter, New Orleans was like, I ain't even interested anymore.
Yeah.
They big three was like 14 for 35 as far as field goal is concerned. Ingram, I think he was like 4 for 13. I'm like, dude, what's going on with you? Zion, I thought I heard him say I could have played better, in the game, but, I think he only played maybe 26, 27, 28 minutes.
You are correct.
Yeah, so they just, Mike, I'm going to say this. They gave up. Lakers played well. They shot well from the three, especially. I was surprised about that. I think they had maybe about 6 or 7 players in double figures, if I'm correct.
Mm-hmm.
6 players in double figures. But the thing that kind of stunned me was the Lakers ended up with 59 rebounds, and the Pelicans ended up with 42. So on the boards, they beat the brakes off of New Orleans as far as on the boards. LeBron had 30. AD had a mediocre game as far as I'm concerned. But, they shot well and they rebounded well. So
it was a home game.
Right.
It's a home game. When you got the crowd behind you, it's a home game. That's what I'm trying to say, man. That to me, that is advantage. I don't care if the Warriors were there, if the Clippers were there. This is the NBA wanting that in-season tournament won by an LA team, number one. And number two, LeBron James, he wants to win that, and he wants to be the MVP so that he can say, look at my accomplishment. I'm the GOAT. We all know what time was going on, man. And I'm not, listen, if the opportunity is out there, I'm not a hater. Take it. Right. I'm not, you know what? If I was LeBron, I'm trying to get what I can get. So don't think I'm hating on any advantage you're going to give me as an athlete. Guess what? I am going to take it. But Ken, this statistic stick out to me.
What's that?
Brandon Ingram, 9 points.
Oof. Yeah, he had a rough game.
Come on, man. Come on.
Like I said,
31 minutes.
Huh?
31 minutes, 9 points.
Nah, he didn't show up, Mike. Did not show up.
Valanciunas, 9 points.
No.
Come on, man. You probably not gonna beat anybody.
But the thing about it, Ingram, Williams, they were minus 33. On the plus minus, they were minus 33, both of them.
Wow.
So, yeah. I mean, like I said, terrible. When came out on that third quarter, it was just like, man, they're just like, we done. Let's go home.
And when you look at the 3-pointers, Pelicans were 7 for 31, 22%.
22%. Yeah.
Man, come on, man. You like you say, Ken. You one thing LeBron is good at. I'm gonna give him credit for this. In these situations where in the bubble or quote unquote neutral territory, which I completely disagree. That's no neutrality. Stop it. Stop it. And but he thrives. He understands how to focus. He understands that one game is extremely important. He knows how to get it done. So I'm going to give him, he is not weak minded like a lot of these players that, I mean, even Giannis. Giannis said, well, this is my birthday. I'm going to be with my family, wait for my family and blah, blah.
Bruh, man,
okay, I'm very disappointed. I was very disappointed in that response when this is the goal that's ahead of you. If you're a basketball player, you're a basketball player. Hey, listen, your family, listen, man, all of us have to go to work. And we can't sit at work talk about our family. Okay, if we got to go away on a business trip or something, the boss don't want to hear about how much you're gonna miss your family. The boss wants you to get on that plane, go over there, and do what you got to do.
What you got to do, right?
Like these dudes are like, well, I'm gonna miss my like what? Like, bro, we talking about winning the first ever in-season tournament, and if that didn't motivate you, especially on your birthday, come on, Ken, stop it. So LeBron is one of those dudes, man, that he can compartmentalize it. Well, compartmentalize it. I mean, he can put that thing like this. This is here. This is where I'm at. This is what I'm focused on. This is what the goal is, and I give him credit for that. But I thought New Orleans was going to play better, man. Really?
Nah, that didn't happen, Mike. I think.
But Ken, let me just interject this. Do you think that's a bad look for the NBA?
What's that?
The blowout in the semifinals.
I won't say it's a bad look. I'll just say it was a bad matchup or a bad game. I mean, the thing about it, New Orleans was in this game the first quarter. I mean, they playing well. Yeah. The second quarter, LA. I mean, teams go on a run, but when you come out in the third quarter and you show no effort, we can't do that. And I mean, I was disappointed in more of the effort than anything else. Mike, they were almost down by 40. Who does that? So
in the semifinals game.
And right, exactly. Man, stop. Yeah.
So in our closing minutes, what's your prediction on the winner of the first in-season tournament?
You already said it, Mike. LA gonna win this, Mike. I don't care if LA was playing Milwaukee or Indiana, Boston. LA gonna win this game. Mm-hmm. You talk about conspiracy theory.
Yeah,
Mike. You know, 2 people shot JFK. Let me stop. But but the thing about it, Mike, is that I call it NBA politics.
Yeah,
you're gonna see some cars. You're gonna be like, you blew the whistle for that.
Yeah.
So Mike, LA gonna win this game.
Yeah.
I hope Indiana doesn't get frustrated and somebody gets ejected or gets teed up or whatever the case might be. But it's gonna be a frustrating game for Indiana. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I am wrong, but I don't see that. But the NBA politics is gonna come to in effect, and LA gonna win this, and LeBron's gonna be MVP.
Exactly. Now it's no longer the Staples Center. What is it called again? Where they play at? I forget what it's called. That's where Indiana playing. Because it's gonna be home. It's gonna be home
cooking.
That's exactly what it's gonna be, man. And I agree. I just think it's too much of a storyline for the mainstream, man. They want to see LA. I mean, think about the talk shows that deal with Undisputed. That's going to be LA. First Take is going to be LA. I mean, you look at Speak for Yourself there in LA. All of these, they have not only some have grown up but have relationships in LA. The show is in LA.
LA.
So what I'm saying is this is what they want. They do not want Indiana, okay, a Midwestern team, to come and steal that. So who gonna talk about Indiana then? They gonna, and plus, even if Indiana win, they gonna talk about how they shouldn't have won. Like, so it's so it's not like I say, man. I'm excited for Tyrese, homeboy from the crib. I'm excited to see him excel, man. He's playing well, and we'll see. But Ken, I agree with you. I think if Indiana is going to win this game, they have to go in there and just they have to put them down
early, right?
Because if it's close at all, it's, man, the LA basketball gods, the media gods, all of them are going to come down and take the game from you. So,
but Mike, let me say this: is that I'll say this: when LA wins this game, the person who's going to be jumping up and down for joy is going to be Shannon Sharpe.
Yeah, man. I just don't, Ken. I hate to even get into the conversation with LeBron around this, man, because to me it is it's disrespectful to Michael Jordan, and it's also disrespectful to LeBron because they keep throwing this up. You can't embrace and enjoy LeBron for who he is, right? Michael never had this conversation when he was playing. Like, we never said, well, Mike is a GOAT and Mike is this. No. We thought he was a great player. We thought he might have been in our own mind, but we wouldn't have it. We might have said, well, who's better, Michael or Magic or Bird or this or that? We didn't talk about that, man. And to me, it prevents me. And that's why I hate the GOAT conversation, because it prevents me from enjoying the fullness of LeBron James, because he's always being compared to Michael.
True.
You see what I'm saying? Like, we just can't look at him. Yeah, we just can't look at LeBron and enjoy him, because every time he does something great, what do? They get on TV and compare him to somebody. That's terrible, man. They don't even see the error of their own mistake, man. Like, they create the Shannon Sharpes of the world. And if anybody know me, I love Shannon. I respect Shannon. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna call him Unc because I'm older than him. He should call me Unc. Okay, so I'm not gonna do that. But I respect Shannon, man, a lot. But when they get on here and people like Shannon and they compare him, to me that just diminishes his greatness. Because I want to enjoy LeBron for LeBron. I don't want to always like bounce him off Mike.
Right.
Because if I love Mike, I can't bounce him off Mike. Right? I'm like, come on. Then I'm dismissive. And I don't want to be dismissive of his greatness. So, folks, if y'all listen to Why They Play the Game, Shannon, others, stop comparing LeBron. Let LeBron be himself so we can enjoy him in his fullness, man.
Yeah,
because
that's true.
It's dumb. It's dumb, man. Look, what you think Mike up there doing? Mike just laughing. Mike ain't played in 20 years, and y'all still comparing people to Mike.
Right.
Come on, man. Stop it. It's crazy,
I mean,
man.
That's, the thing about it. They want folks to, watch these shows. So that's why they do it, Mike.
Man, it's just not healthy.
It's called TV ratings.
Yeah, Ken, you're right. But to me, it's just not healthy, bro. It's just like for the true fan of the game that wants to look back on players like Bird and this. When I look back on Bird, I don't compare Bird to Magic. I maybe look at their competitions, but I look at Bird in his fullness and love him, bro. I look at Magic in his fullness and love him, right? This comparison creates that negativity. And that's why I just think, man, Ken, you're right, it's ratings. But to me, it's just, man, it's silliness. And that's why I can't sit up and watch it, because it's just way over the top. You don't have to build up another man
to tear somebody down.
Right. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you got to take away from Jordan, because you see what I'm saying? Like, and we ain't even talking about Kareem.
I know, right? Exactly. Man, stop. Right.
Right.
See,
you
just
really
started. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the most winningest athlete ever. We're not talking about Kareem, right? So man, you're right, Ken. Tomorrow, if LA lose, LA win tomorrow, either they win or lose, because if they lose, they're gonna have every excuse in the book. As a matter of fact, if they lose, it's gonna be Anthony Davis' fault.
Oh yeah. That's the scapegoat.
Just like it was Russell's last year, right? It's gonna be, because again, that's what the narrative is. So you going with LA? I'm gonna have to go opposite. I'm going with Indiana. I'm going with Tyrese.
Huh? You going with Tyrese?
Yeah. You know, you can get anything from Amazon. I got a hat and a shirt coming down from Indiana. It's gonna be delivered today. Right? You can order anything and get it in an hour.
But you know something, Mike, as far as predictions are concerned, I just hope it's a good game. Yeah. That it's competitive, and that I hope it goes down to the wire.
Absolutely. So absolutely. I hope so too, brother. And then do you, let me ask you a question. Do you think so what they gonna have? They'll have a parade through the streets?
No, man. They better not. You never know in LA, but then nah.
They're gonna have the bus going through the street with the crowd there because they won the in-season tournament. Man, come on.
The thing about it, Mike, is that I think the in-season tournament was better than what I thought it was going to be. I really enjoyed it. So players got a little bit more serious, about this tournament than that I imagined that they would be. So I hope they do it next year. I'm pretty sure they will, but it was good for the fans.
Yeah, it was, man. I enjoyed the level of competition, man. And so I think it's here to stay, Ken, in the NC. So folks, what do y'all think? Did you like the in-season tournament? Do you think it should go? Do you think it should stay? What should change? We want to hear from you. Let us know your thoughts on the in-season tournament, because the world of sports unites us. Let us therefore take this unity in our everyday life. This is why they play the game.